Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 164 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The party have decided to turn their attention back to the secrets of Tarak Nev, and now find themselves exploring the terrible, dead city. We rejoin our heroes, accompanied by the mercenary Vana, reconnoitring a ruined shipyard in the city of the dead. Hello, my name is Chris, alternatively known on this channel and in this game as GM Chance. And along with saying ho ho ho, I would like to welcome you to our story. That story is Ain't No Place for a Hero. It is a tabletop role-playing game. It is set in the homebrew world of Duyranaki, and we use an old, crunchy role-playing system called Rolemaster to run the game. This is our last game of the year, the last game of 2025. And, along with welcoming you, I'd like to introduce you to our 8 characters in play. It's a very big party. Many role-playing games have 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 is quite a few. We have 5 players in our game. We have 4 of those players with us tonight, and we're hoping maybe later on that one of our team, Aiden, can join us a bit later. So if you do the maths, you will have figured out that we have a number of the players playing more than one character. We got together, this is December, obviously, because I'm wearing the silly hat. We got together a couple of months back in person last month in person for our annual in-person role-playing session. And when we did that, we recorded some character interviews, some basically a bit more deep dive into what makes up the characters. And in a second or so, we're going to cut to one of those recordings. Before I do so, my regular, habitual, sincere thank you for all the support over 2025 from our loyal subscribers, from the people that comment online, for the people that follow our game. It really is appreciated. So thank you very much. For anybody that's maybe stumbled across this video by accident, or maybe you've watched 1 or 2 and you're enjoying it, we'd really encourage you to take a second or so of your time and click the little button down below. A like is good, a subscribe is better, so much better. And currently we are on 399 subscribers. We've been on 399 subscribers for quite a while, and I'd just love to tick over the year with well, actually you're not going to see this until next year, to be honest, because I've got a backlog of videos to edit, but it still would be very nice if we can clock 400 subscribers. So please, if you are enjoying these videos, we'd really encourage you to tell your friends and spread the good word about our channel. We're going to cut to one of those videos in a second, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from the player characters to answer a couple of question or maybe a couple of questions live. Going to one of those videos, I don't know which one it is because I haven't done the edits right now.
Hi, I'm Aiden, and I'm going to start with some questions for, Demos, I guess. Demos on screen. What is the most elaborate or sacred ceremony your character has ever witnessed? Death is going to be his answer for that one, or lack of death. Definitely witnessing Keros come back to life and all that kind of took to get her to come back. That was pretty elaborate, and it was the most amazing kind of magic and coming together of different people that he's ever seen. So that was pretty incredible. And the next is, what is the most intriguing bit of lore that your character has discovered or uncovered? And I would say for Demos, any kind of information that he finds about his sister is intriguing and amazing and exciting and terrifying at the same time. Probably the latest bit of information that he received was when they were looking for a way to bring Keros back. They visited a town or city that I can't remember the name of. It was quite a creepy little town, and he spotted what he was pretty sure was his sister aboard a boat. So yeah, that definitely perked up his interest, and he's been looking for any scraps of information ever since. And every time he comes across one or a piece of anything, it just keeps his hope alive. I think I have some questions from Graham.
You do? Yeah. Well, actually, you kind of answered this in a way, but it's the big mystery is that Demos watched his sister drift by on a boat. He didn't run after her. It was a bit of a surprise. Has the quest of the hero party supplanted his own personal aims in any way?
It was just a glance that he caught a sight of her, and he wasn't 100% sure. But also, he was wearing armor, and he can't swim very well, so it would have been a bit of a disaster if he jumped off the boat to swim after it. By the time they got into land, I think the boat had already left, so he went to find any information he could based on that boat.
Demos is apparently a natural weapons master. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
What does this mean, and how does he use this ability?
Well, Demos himself is a bit of a weapon, and any weapon that he picks up is basically an extension of himself. And it's like learning an instrument or being really good at music. He just finds that it all comes naturally to him, and he's just always had that gift. Bit of a savant.
So if Brittany's not around, or Albert, or whatever the other one's called,
anything long and pointy, really.
What would he do? What would he use?
Anything long and pointy would be great. But he can turn anything into a weapon. Okay. Yeah, even those long legs of his. Watch out.
A walking weapon.
Exactly.
Demos is a strong and silent type, particularly at the moment.
Yes.
What kind of relationship does he have with the rest of the party? Because often we don't get into the kind of conversation. He's not a conversationalist, so how does he kind of interact?
I think he interacts by gestures and just by his presence being there, being kind of like a solid, dependable mass of human. I think he's quite an empathetic person. He might not express that with words, but he does that by being there, by a gentle kind of hand on Keros' shoulder when she's upset, or just sitting next to Myth-Van if she's going through something. He wouldn't say anything. I don't think she'd want him to. He just kind of sit there and understand, and he's a very good listener.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun when we got together. We always have a lot of fun when we get together. I mean, this is a great way of playing a game online if we can't all physically be in the same city, but there's nothing like rolling dice in person. So yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we had a lot of fun recording those videos. Hope you liked it. Okay, we are going to start off tonight with the first of our 4 players introducing their character, and tonight we start with Giles. Giles, the mic's yours.
Thanks, Chris. So Tarquin is my main player. As it says here, he's a good-looking half-elf. And the question, they're all good, Chris, but the one I like is, how does your character handle feelings of isolation or loneliness? Well, if you answered them, he would very nonchalantly tell you it's just fine. He enjoys his own company. Being isolated is fine. He doesn't ever feel lonely. But it's clearly not quite the case. And so it's almost like he tries to make himself do that, and it's part of what he struggles with, is sort of his training in inverted commas that tells him one thing, but his person tells him something quite different. And that's something that's evolved over the last year or so.
Nice.
The second character I'm playing tonight is Demos, who's Aiden's character. Does anybody else want to answer a question for Demos?
No obligation to. Nope.
In which case I might hand over to Pete.
Pete.
Thanks, Giles. I'm Pete, and I'll be playing. I'll be answering questions for 3 characters. First of whom is Leif, and I think I'll be answering the same question for all 3. So the question is, what's the most profound or moving lesson your character has learned from their experiences? So for Leif, he on this sort of adventure that we've been having, he has, I think, received proof that there are gods in this world. So I think that's quite profound. What he's going to do with that information, he's not sure, because I don't know that he's necessarily seen that the gods are particularly much better to their believers than not. But through our experiences and through, accounts from people he trusts, gods or divine beings have spoken to him. He hasn't been particularly clear on this in the past, not particularly interested, but now he's had proof, so that's interesting. Might change the way things in the future, probably not, but anyway. The next character I'd like to answer a question for is Mathan. And same question. A profound lesson she has learned is that people can be worthwhile. So she has grown closer with this party. She has learned to trust them, and she has let them into her confidence and let herself be vulnerable to them, really, which is something she hadn't, she distanced herself from people due to her upbringing and just who she is. She's quite a loner, irrespective of her traumatic childhood. So, but that she's enjoys the company of other people is something that she's, has found quite surprising, I would
Novel.
say. Yeah. And I think the third character I'll be playing tonight on behalf of Aiden for now is Gray. And I think that we'll have a moving lesson or a moving experience he's had, and I think that's him finding somebody he's attracted to and who seems to like him back, and some sort of budding relationship. I don't know if it's love, who knows? I wouldn't want to speak for him, but just that these feelings seem to be reciprocated, or there's interest there, or there's something that he's perhaps, I'm imagining, he's excited about with in his relationship with Kiros, and he's had a very unusual life, so having that sort of human relationship could be quite exciting for him.
Despite her shock bolting him two episodes ago.
Well, I imagine they've had the discussion, and he has realised that it wasn't necessarily her, and it does make up for the time that he attacked her in the Dirge's tomb.
You could call it a electric relationship.
Oh, you could.
Would you like to hear from next, please?
Please hear from Graham.
Nice one. And by the way, just watch as the episode goes on. I'm sitting in an office chair, and I've kept on meaning to get another gas cylinder for it. So little by little, you watch your GM sink. So yes, just watch with amusement as I slowly get lower. Graham.
I hope the episode's exciting, Chris, so we don't let you down.
I think I might end the session now, actually. Thanks, Pete. Boo! Graham, the mic's yours.
I'm just waiting for you to get your fishing rod out. So, same question to my characters. The first to whom is Neathanel. How does your character deal with the burden of leadership or authority? Well, she doesn't really respond well to authority figures.
So it's probably just as well that actually our party kind of just muddles on, really, and various people take the lead and they have discussions and they make decisions, or sometimes they don't, but they don't really they don't appear to have a sort of obvious sort of leadership figure. There are those who sort of take the lead, and
That's true.
I'd definitely say Leif probably has the moral leadership, but you know, there's not, you know, it's quite flat, really. It's quite interesting. So this is why the party kind of suits her, really, because she wouldn't take. I mean, Etienne may have aspirations, but he's not stupid, and kind of knows that he's the Johnny come lately, and they're there to do a job, and that's that. He's got no ambitions to lead the party as such. He's there to do a specific task. So in terms of Etienne, he's really interested in leadership. That's one of the things that he's sort of quite well sort of trained in, and techniques, but he only would tend to use that skill in times of stress. And probably it's a more of a persuasive quality, along with his sort of high charming. And indeed, he is suspicious of traditional kind of hierarchies in general. Other than, of course, being supplicant to his goddess, he's not particularly impressed by kings and barons and dukes and such people, or priests with a lot of finery and stuff like that. He really, you'll see him go a bit cold, and he tends to just speak to people, no matter who they are, with exactly the same voice. He doesn't change his voice. He doesn't sort of you won't see him doffing his cap and speaking differently to a sort of a lord than you would a peasant. He is completely unchanged.
Nice.
So yes. Who hasn't been? Giles, have you been yet?
Yep.
Yeah, you went.
Just one.
Alex.
Yep.
Alex.
It's me. Kia ora, I'm Alex. I play Keros, and she's a North woman, and she's a very powerful weather mage. And we also have Victory, who plays herself, most valuable player every game. I normally like your questions, but a lot of these questions are asking me to remember specific examples. So we won't be doing that. I'm going to answer 1.5 questions. How did your character feel about the use of magic in warfare? Well, half a question obviously embraces it, because otherwise what's the point of her? She has no other contribution beyond her hands. But the question I do... Stop it. She's got 2 hands. The question I do want to answer is, how does your character handle feelings of isolation or loneliness? Not well. Not well at all. And Keros is a character who is very much engaged with people, enjoys interactions, quite similar to Leif, I think, which is why they've connected. Would not do well on her own or in a group where she felt like she wasn't part of the group. It would not be good for her or her wonderful hand. So definitely enjoys the team setting, the trust and the support, and is wary of characters who don't immediately wear their heart on their sleeve. So Tarquin is very much a anomaly to her. She doesn't understand sort of not the isolation, but he's very much a singular person. So that she struggles with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but all the other, I mean, they're great questions, but I can't remember any of the things that you've asked.
Do you know
where we are?
Do you know that
or what we're doing?
Do you know that there are recordings of these games that you could watch
Yes.
to remember them? We might be
Yeah,
recording
I
one
would
now.
watch them,
Imagine.
and I still could not absorb the information and hold it in my tiny brain. Thanks so much.
Tiny brain, not at all. Okay, wonderful. Well answered, one and all. Thank you. And as I say to someone who's picking up someone else's character, thank you to both Giles and Pete for picking up Aiden's characters. Hopefully he'll join us a bit later on. I am going to very quickly zip through injuries and status of characters. I'm hoping to do that very briefly. Then, Pete, we hear from you with a bit of an update. I'm just going to use... I probably won't put a lot of images up on the screen, by the way, Pete. I'll just simply use the map. I can do a fly through for the map. Grey Roughwind is actually not feeling too amazing. He's on 86 hits out of his normal 125, but he has no other injuries. Leif is on 123 out of his 147. Leif is currently, however, something. He is currently being floated because he is, as Demos has been for a while, Demos is now revived, but as Demos was for a while, Leif is... his heart is not beating, which is really weird, but he's breathing. He's very, very odd state. Keros is on 41 hits out of her 41 hits. Just a reminder for Keros, so Keros unfortunately suffered some reasonably ill effects from being brought back from the dead. That will being brought back from the dead will have that on you. She moves slowly, so she walks at 37 foot around. So definitely she is slower. She's pain intolerant, and there's a chance that if she takes any damage, she may fall unconscious. It hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. She has a stutter, and I am just recalling, just as a quick aside, last session, or maybe the session before that, when Keros cried out that she's not doing this, I probably should have asked for a communications roll. So just as a heads up, if Keros has important information to impart, particularly if she's stressed or something, I might ask for a communications roll. And critically, as mentioned before, she only has one operational arm. The other arm is still intact, but it's hanging effectively limp at her side. But she is on 4 hits. Neathanol is on 100 out of her normal 100 hits. She is at negative 13 from an injury of a couple of days ago from a trap. She is slowly getting better each day. Mithan is on 149 out of her normal 179. She's at negative 12 because she slipped and pulled a muscle a day or so back. Demos is on 132 out of his normal 132. And a reminder, Demos, the paladin in the Party Graham's character, is also only has one hand. He actually has a shield that is screwed into his left hand. So sorry, not Demos. Etienne does that. Demos, I should say, is on 132, and he's on 4 hits of 132. Etienne is on 136 out of his 136, and yes, does have that screwed in hand. And Tarquin is on 59 out of his 59 hits, and is not at a penalty, so that's all good. Any questions on any of that before we turn over to Pete to give us a recap, and then let's get on with it. Going once.
No negative for Demos.
Cool. No negative for Denos. No, he is fine. His left arm, he is using it, but it's felt. He has commented it's felt a bit weird, but no negative. Any questions? Going once, going twice. Yet. Okay, Pete. The floor and the microphone is all yours. Actually, we'll go to that screen.
Oh, thank you. So last session began with a scream, I think. The previous session we'd been sort of withdrawing because we'd been following this light of these people we were wanting to chase through Taraknev and kill them. And we decided we'd sort of lost them. We were withdrawing when suddenly Keros sort of seemed to be possessed and saw something absolutely terrible at the door of this house that we're looking at. After we'd sort of chased her, and she, I think the thing that was controlling her let go, but our last session started once she'd seen this appalling thing. We don't know what. She hasn't discussed it. At the door of this house here, and she was screaming. And so, beginning of last session, she sort of calmed somewhat, still sobbing and gasping and sort of really out of sorts sort of thing. But she was comforted by Grey, and she and Grey sort of came back down to the ground because they'd been flying up in the air, and we tried to sort of check in with what that was, and she was not up to discussing it or sharing, I believe, at the time. The other thing, so that was a sort of an alarming way to start. The other, I think Demos did a bit of an investigation of that house where Keros had seen that. We'd eventually all seen that odd little girl. who disappeared just before Kiros screamed. There didn't seem to be anything there. The rest of the party was sort of gathering our wits, and we sort of went and stood behind that pillar there because Neathanol at the beginning of the session before, the end of the session before, had noticed, a person over in that sort of lit area where we believe the TPP people had had a bit of a fight with something from the city, some sort of demon or something, and Neathanol noticed a person sitting up over there. So the rest of the group waited behind that pillar as Neathanol, still invisible, went and investigated. She came back a bit later saying we should all go and see this, talk to this, or she'd already talked to this person, but we all went and basically sort of interrogated her again, basically. So this lady, her name was Vana, was badly hurt. She had a bleeding wound in her head, and I think had her leg, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think her leg was a leg wound and a head wound. She recounted to us that she is sort of there she is there. That she is basically a mercenary for the TPP. So the white-haired woman, who we believe is Irene Chonta, who's the person we want to kill, had employed her and others to just be hired swords, we believe, to come to Taraknev to support them. She said the white-haired woman was here to find a red disc, which makes sense for us. We know that these red discs are the way that the Lords of Arcana used to store information. We know that Irene Chonta is wanting to do the Rite of Arza, and that she's looking for more information about how to do that, and believe it'll be stored on one of these Leyen discs, these red discs. So that makes sense. So in that vicinity, there was indeed a dead demon-y sort of beastie thing, like the same one that sort of made Demos's arm go dead, I believe, and also a dead man, another a mercenary type, I believe that Vana said was sort of one of her companions. But then tried to fix her, tried to diagnose her, and made things worse, poked her badly or something. But then she did stop her bleeding, and then she healed her of hit. So hopefully she sort of, got better and into better graces. Tarquin asked her quite a few questions and got sort of information out of her about what her party was doing here. She knew that they were staying at the palace, where they only recently arrived, and her and the whole group had recently arrived at this place called the Palace, which apparently was nearby. And then her and her companion there, and the people with the light that we'd been following, I suppose, had been sent off to forage for food, I think it was, and that's when they got attacked by this demon. The rest of the people with the light sort of had bloody footsteps going off back into the mist and ash. So we asked, Tarquin was asking about the composition of their party, and I think that Vana's answer was there's sort of no more than 10 still. Definitely one magic user, who they've relied on heavily. The white-haired woman, Irene Chonta, her lieutenant, who I believe would be Torvash Kanali or Professor Unswick, who we don't like. There were other hired swords, some bow people, some sneaky people. She said they were at this palace, so we were toying with the idea of basically we could perhaps end our sort of what we need to do here if we were able to take these people on and kill this white-haired woman, kill Irene Chonta, and put a stop to this Rite of Arza, perhaps. So we're quite keen to get more information about where they're holed up. And so in this palace nearby, which is behind a wall with a sort of a gate in the middle of it, and there's one door at the front which leads into a garden in the middle. There's a temple at the back, and there's also a door at the back near the kitchen as well. So seems that's where they've made their camp. I think we sort of decided, okay, we're gonna bit of humming and hawing. We then decided, we should go and try and see if we can scope out this place and see if we can take them on, basically. Kiros cast Fly on Vana because she can't walk, and so she was very keen. She just wanted to, she was a higher sword, but she's actually sort of done with this place. She's just wanting to go. So that's why she's reasonably free with giving us information. And we said that we would sort of we'd do what we need to do, but then we'd take her with us, I believe was our sort of agreement. And sort of to help prove that, Kiros cast fly on her so that she could accompany us rather than her having to walk. And I think we also cast float on Leif, graded. We started to follow Vana's instructions to head towards the palace along this, thanks Chris, along this sort of wall here to the left. And sort of part with Neathel the lead, and at some point she saw this object on the ground, which was, I wrote down, a weird demonic item. So it was some sort of like a goat skull. It's very well. See at the moment. Yeah. I don't know what that is. We gave it a really wide berth. We don't want to get involved in any of that, I don't think. Another thing Neathel saw was off to the right, I believe, a circle of the girls. So I think these are the really creepy girls that we sort of have encountered once. Thanks, Chris, right there. Yeah. So they're sort of, those ones that we sort of had combat with one other time where they, were quite slow, and then they became frenzied and were not nice. So they're off towards, and I think that's the palace wall, the left there. So they're sort of there outside this palace gate. So that gate we can see there is sort of the gate we were aiming for. So Vana was right, it's not too far off. We, after giving that odd demonic thing and the girls a wide berth, we made it to the wall, and Neathel snuck up to the gate and had a peer through the gate, and she spotted so there's a hole that's been bashed in or melted, I can't remember, but and there's the palace. You can see this building to the right there, and we can see the main doorway, and there's steps going up to the door, and I guess that behind that's probably the garden in the centre of the palace, not sure, but Neathel did spot 2 people perhaps on guard there. So we thought it'd be hard for us to slip through the gate without being noticed and alerting the guards, so we figured we'd see if we could get over this rather large wall in a different way. So we went this way, further to the left down the wall, came to this odd shipyard in the middle of the city. I don't know if it's in the middle of the city, an odd shipyard with the ships on rollers or on blocks or whatever it is. Neathel scaled the wall and had a bit of an investigation and saw that the wall that goes into the palace actually dropped down to be lower and thinner behind the shipyard. So we then, I think we've only done one, haven't we? Yes. We then, Kiros decided, we decided that it would be a bit of a manoeuvre for all of us to try and make over the wall. There'd be risk of people falling. Kiros would probably have to fly herself over anyway. So Kiros, bit the bullet sort of thing, cast a portal which creates a 3-foot deep hole, 3 foot deep, 6 foot tall, 3 foot wide, and so we all moved through the wall via this portal. So we're all now currently in this shipyard, and I think the next step we thought of was to go through the other wall into the garden of the palace, was the plan. I think as we all made it into the shipyard, I think that's when Tarquin cast, I think, 5 spells to make himself look like Vana. I'm not sure what the rest of them were, but there was a good amount of casting from Tarquin. I think that's what we're up to.
Excellent, Pete. Perfect as far as I'm concerned. Any questions or comments? Alex, you weren't part of the game last time. Any questions from yourself that may not be clear?
No, that's great. And even if I was, I still wouldn't have remembered any of that. So thanks so much, Pete. Highlight of the game.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. With no further ado, let's get cracking. For the last game of 2025, let's start the game. Strange. Must have clicked that by mistake. So, yes, indeed, well narrated, Pete. That's exactly where you find yourself. So, you are all collected over the wall. There's Vana, who is currently flying. You've had to cast floats a couple of times now on Leif. You're in this area. You're terming it a shipyard. There is a smaller vessel here. Seemingly yeah, smaller vessel here, up on blocks, as you can see. There is this is not quite accurate with this one. This here that you can see doesn't quite look like that. A better description is as follows. It's an unfinished hull. So the frame and the planking of this soon-to-be boat, it looks as though it was partly completed and then abandoned a long time ago. So it certainly doesn't have a mast or anything like that. It's definitely not a whole ship. And as you can see there are bits of plant life coming out of this one. Off in the distance, you saw, well, you can see what's on screen there. What appears to be a crane, quite a long crane there. A couple of buildings there that you can see, and perhaps another ship out there in the gloom. That's where you find yourselves. You can hear the sound of water. What do you do?
So I guess just checking on what our plans were. I suppose Mythanal. I suppose just not in character sort of thing. I think the thing was that we're going to ask Kiros to do another portal through that lower wall. I mean, whether we want to do that immediately or whatever, and then we're going to work our way to the left around the wall to try and find ourselves towards the back of the palace and find the back door by the kitchens in there. I'm sure we'll take out and using our caution, using seeing if Nathan will go first, all that sort of thing. So I think that's the plan immediately. But if there's something that people needed to do before that, if we want to explore and hear a bit more, thoughts?
Well, I'm just wondering, where are we going to leave the floater Leif and our new friend ish? Do we leave them here, or do we take them close to the palace? Might be
Vana to stay with Leif?
Well, no. What's the other thing? Or do we pack Leif away here somewhere, like in a just hidden somewhere?
In the boat?
Well, not necessarily in the boat, but somewhere around here that he won't be discovered. Or what do you think? What's your character, Pizza?
I think that with our good old Batty friend, I think that it's not safe to leave anyone by themselves.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, as this is all sort of happening, Chris, Etienne is sort of making small talk with our new friend, and would like to. He's making an effort to charm her.
Okay. I think you did do that last time. Did you roll last?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I did. I'd like to sort of work on her a bit more.
Okay, give me another roll.
I guess I'm ultimately moving towards seduction, but in a kind of in a sort of not immediately, obviously, but on that path.
She's bleeding. She was bleeding heavily, and she has a mangled leg. You suspect that probably romance is not top of her list, but
no. As I say, moving towards that, not right now.
Okie dokie. Give me a roll, please.
68.
Okay. Plus.
88.
I mean, I'm going to put a minus on that because it's really kind of not the time and place. But yeah, I mean, you're communicating her in Thebronic, I think. You don't speak South Tongue, which appears to be the language that she speaks.
Yep.
But and her Thebronic is not great. Keros and various others, of course, you've got no idea of what's being said. But she kind of at least acknowledges you. She did call you pretty boy before. Whether that's encouraging or not, she certainly doesn't. She isn't rude to you or dismisses you, and she does smile wanly. I mean, she's clearly in a lot of pain. You continue to get to know her that way.
Yeah, it's just being charming.
Yep, sure.
So, do you want Niathanol to scout out the way ahead? Have we? I can't remember. Did we look over this wall?
I don't think we'd got that far for her looking over that. So this is the back wall and directly in front of us behind the ship, right?
Yeah. Well, before we sort of make a hole in it and run through, she might just climb up the wall and just have a little look.
She got up. Neathel got up on this wall, correct?
Oh, did she? Well, I can't remember. Sorry.
And if she
got up,
if she did, surely it would have cancelled out her invisibility. I'm thinking.
well, only if she fell, presumably.
True. Yep, she didn't fall. Yep, okay. Yep, and it wasn't a violent movement. Yeah, true. She's cautiously getting up and cautiously getting down. Yep, okay. So she's still invisible.
What did she see? Sorry, I mean not the. I don't mean this wall. I mean the wall to the right.
She didn't. She couldn't. She didn't get up on this wall.
Ah, okay. Then how high is that wall?
I think we figured out it was something like 35 foot.
But aren't we meaning the shorter wall towards the back, though?
I think it was to our immediate right from memory.
Oh, is it? Right.
Oh, I can't remember. I think we were getting over one wall and then immediately turning to the right and going through another wall. Is that what I? Yeah.
Yeah, where the three trees are, right?
Yeah, over there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that one over there, Chris.
Oh, that one over there. Sure. And she's going.
Not the one. Not the one we hopped over, but the one to the right.
Okay. Okay. So Neathel is going up by herself over this wall.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Can you? So you
creeping?
Yep. Sure. And she is invisible.
Yep.
So as you come to here, give me a perception roll, please.
78.
Mhm.
Perception.
Yep. Yep.
Is 86.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of information into your chat. I'm also going to, just show you and others what you see. So you get to about here, and at this stage you're seeing, the hull of, or that ship, which looks to be intact. Smaller, definitely a smaller ship. And these buildings and the walls down here, and what appears to be a very, very ship in very, very bad repair, kind of half sticking out of the water. And you're standing on stone, by the way, and you can just make out the lapping of the water. A little bit of information coming into Neathel's chat in seconds.
You've got this. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
Speak. Coming Neathel. So she gets to about here, Graham.
Sorry, whereabouts? There. Okay. What are they moving?
They're not coming towards you.
Okay, she'll go back and tell the party that, whisper to them, that past the buildings in the mist, she can see two figures.
Are they in TPP costumes? What do they look like? Uniforms? What do they look like?
I don't know. Not sure. Just two figures in the mist. I mean, I can go closer. They might be demonic, of course. Most of the things in the mist here are.
I reckon we get out of view of them. So when it's the
I think we're out of view here, aren't we, Chris? Got the boat between us and them.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So the wall we need to get through would put us in view of them, yes?
Where you're currently walking, yes, you'd walk out here, yes.
And if we went to the other side of the boat, that doesn't help us, right?
Yes, it probably would actually. Yep.
So how long is the boat? If you walk down the side nearest the wall.
Yeah, hang on a sec. The boat is it's 60 foot long.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll walk down she'll say, "I've got to walk down the right-hand side of the boat to see if so she'll try that to see if the party walk down there, whether they could be seen by the people in the mist."
She doesn't. Well, she doesn't think. She can't be sure. She can just make them out. Maybe there. They're not. They're just standing still. They're not. They're definitely not coming towards you.
But what I'm saying is, if we ducked, how tall's the boat? Presumably
yeah, you could probably slip past. Yep.
All right. She'll go back to the party. Suggest that if they duck and we quiet, they might not notice us, and we could walk along to the boat to the wall. What do you think of that?
That's a good idea. I think Tarquin might turn to Vana and, using both charm and lie perception, ask her if there are any codes, passwords, signs, or symbols that this party use to communicate with each other.
Yeah. So give me a roll, please. Charm you've already rolled, so I'm going to ask for lie perception, which will be masked.
So I've rolled.
Yep. Which is?
47.
47, thank you. And can you roll again, please, Tarquin?
40.
And what's your lie perception?
66.
Yes, she says, and I'll give you some information, Tarquin. She says yes. Just simply, these people are fanatics. They believe in something called the peasant revolution, whatever that nonsense is. You just simply say for the revolution, and then you wait until you hear the response for a brighter dawn, and that should be sufficient. We've been using the same phrase forever here. I mean, you're the first people who both speak and don't try to chew our faces off since we've been here, so yeah.
I guess Tarquin would ask, is that how they always greet each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the revolution, and the answer is for a brighter dawn.
Yes.
Cool, thank you. I guess we need a minute.
All right, well, we'll creep over then.
Okay. Can I get, please, if you are all creeping, can I get the 3 worst people who at stalking?
Chris, can I? Yep. I'm going to cast Phantom Step. So prep, blah blah blah, and then cast Phantom Step, which essentially allows me to move completely silently.
Yeah, give me a roll.
So waving, chanting, all that stuff, very quietly.
No, you can't chant quietly. The
that's fine. Waving, no noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not for mentalism, correct, Pete? It's just chanting for mentalism. Why can I never ever remember this? Yep. Sorry, Giles. It works.
No problems.
Yep.
26.
26. The spell goes off. It's not a 1 or a 2. No problem at all.
Excellent. So essentially, you can walk completely silently.
Got it. So no.
Scene.
So no. How long does that last, please?
So Phantom Step, 1 minute per level. So about 9. It's in fact exactly 9 minutes.
Brilliant. So who would be the worst stalker and hider in the party? Who doesn't have a skill?
Eros.
Yes, I thought that might be the case.
But if she casts fly on herself, does that mean that she doesn't have to go? She doesn't have to.
Yeah, she'd be silent. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yep. Can she please do that?
Sure. Same again. She fails on a 1 or a 2.
Okay. 67.
67. Spell successful. She's flying. Who are the next 3 weakest in the party?
Etienne,
Stalk.
Stalk and Hide.
Yep. So
Etienne's
Etienne's...
plus
Sorry.
30 plus 33.
Okay, so Etienne's probably a candidate, I'd imagine. Anybody else?
Yeah, Demos is 20.
Yep. Demos, cool. And anybody else?
Mathana's 78 and Grey is 86.
Okay. So for those 3 lowest, Mithan, whoever we just said, Etienne, and whoever the other character was, give me a roll. Demos, thank you. I'm really just interested in fumbles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for those 3.
Oh my god.
Who was that?
Sorry, everyone.
What was
Demos is fine. He got 45.
Cool.
The clanker is the problem.
Okay. What was the roll?
2.
2. Roll again, please. Open-ended, and it's in the open. So not master.
70.
Minus 70. Offset by 2.
My plus.
Minus 70. Plus of?
It's going to really move it for us. 33.
Yeah. So you get partway across Etienne and you trip. And you actually slip and fall with that. You don't fall over, but you smack into the side of the hull, and there is a clatter, like a loud clatter of metal. And Neathanel, you've been watching these figures. The rest of you, by the way, are fine. I'll take the characters here and do a copy. Put them. Try to be smart and put them all together. Neathanel, you've been watching this, and the 2 figures have actually been joined by a third. And with the clatter from Etienne, you note, Neathanel, and you share with your party members that they have begun to, all 3 have begun to slowly walk in your direction.
Okay. Now, Tarquin, maybe you should take. Have you put an illusion on yourself yet?
So essentially, Tarquin looks, sounds, and feels, has the profession of, I don't quite know how that works technically, Chris, Vana.
So Neathanel's going to suddenly just say to Tarquin, walk back around out to the other side of the boat and stumble towards them. And if they are TPP, then you can say, "Oh, we've been attacked, but I just jumped over the wall to escape a demon, bloody bar." Neathanel will sneak out invisible too, and will listen. If the worst comes to the worst, we'll attack. But they might, if they're TPP, fine. If they're demonic, we've got to fight them anyway, right?
Yeah, and if they're demonic, I guess we call for help.
Yep. So if you go left, back out the way that you've just walked, it might look that you've just come over the wall, and the crash can be you getting over the wall, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll go the other way out, and circle round and keep an eye on things.
Cool.
And I'll say to the others, wait for our call, keep absolutely still. But we've got to walk out from the boat, right? So they don't see the rest of them. So you have to move towards them. I'll move forward as well from the side, and we'll call if we need help.
How fast can you move? Because I'm going to move sufficiently slowly so you can essentially keep pace.
Yeah, I'm going around the other side of the boat, right? You're coming back to where we crossed over the wall, coming the other way. So I'll stalk, which is about half my movement rate, I think.
It is half. It's half your movement rate. So, Nathaniel, you're going around this direction behind this boat. Is that right?
Yes. I'm coming from a different angle.
And Tarquin, you're coming out through here, correct?
Correct. And I'm going to move. I'm going to draw my sword and move at the speed, which is going to enable me to, when I stop to talk to them, be relatively confident that invisible Neathanel will be nearby somewhere if it all goes pear-shaped.
Cool. So Tarquin, you're going around that direction, and then you're coming back through here with the intention of Neathanel going around the other side of this boat. Is that right?
Correct.
So she, I'm a bit disorientated from all the movement, but essentially we were going between the wall and the boat. So she's going to continue that path along and then swing around so she comes from the side, whereas Giles is coming from where we crossed the wall.
All right, cool. Any other actions?
I think I'm going to need to move reasonably slowly to make sure that Neathanel has time to get around.
Cool.
Well, you have to make sure that they can't see behind the boat, of course.
Any actions from anybody else? Any preparations? I've currently got you all standing not quite here. I don't think the software's going to play nice. So you're standing. You see where those three walls meet. You're basically standing there.
I'm Mathan would say, I think that we should escape from here. I think, Keros, if you're able to be ready to cast a portal through this wall, and we all escape through the portal, if what's happening with Tarquin and Neathanel goes badly wrong, I don't see that we need to fight them if they're demons. Why don't we just get on the other side of this wall?
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, but Neathanel can get out of there if necessary.
Yeah, but we'll support you if you need it. But I think our best defense is our best thing is to get through this wall, and Keros can close the portal behind us.
Unless the TPP, of course, which we'll have to do.
Absolutely. But yep. But we will wait there at the meeting of those three walls and keep an ear out for what needs to happen.
Okay.
Maybe should Mathan creep along behind the boat and peer through the mist to try and keep an eye on you both.
Good idea.
Okay, so so if Mathan, does that make sense, Chris? She'll move back between the boat and the wall to, she'll stalk because she's got quite good perception and quite good stalk.
So where does she? And you can see the figures here.
That's it. So she'd want to be in line with the figures where she thinks she's going to get a good view, but she'll be on the other side of the boat.
So.
If she was on the other side of the boat, would she be able to, of the boat directly behind the camera, would she be able to get a view either under it or over it, sort of thing?
Maybe under it. Yep, under it.
Yep. So she'd want to crouch down and keep an eye out.
So Neathanel is here, crouching down. The rest of the party, unless Keros, you're doing anything other than anything else they need to know?
Sorry, with a mouthful of my dinner.
Yep.
No, just not dying, please.
Okay. Everybody else.
Flying very safely.
Excellent. So everybody else is down here. Leif will need another. He's now on the ground again, I think. So he will need another float in short order. So up to you when and how you do that.
Do that right.
Neathanel's down that end as well, obviously, because she's going around that way around the boat, right?
She's about to. Neathanel's going to come up here.
No. So Tarquin's coming from this side of the boat that's nearest to the camera.
Yes.
Etienne's going around the other way. I mean, Neathanel's walking around the back of the boat, so she's going to come from the side.
I see. Okay, but still going in this direction, right?
Yeah, just coming in from the side, not
Understood.
from the same direction.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, great. Understood. Thank you. Can I please? Are you doing anything with refloating Leif or?
No. I think that Gray will hold off until he needs to, because if this takes 10 minutes to do this stuff.
Okay. Cool.
But I think Gray would hold his prep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Can I please ask everybody bar Tarquin to vacate? Thank you.
Neathanel as well?
Yes, Neathanel as well.
Just before Neathanel vacates, Tarquin would ask, do we want to have some kind of a word which is innocuous but clearly means let's attack? And both get whatever it is, surprise attack.
Marmaduke, yeah, all right.
Marmaduke, that's something I'd use in everyday conversation. Perfect.
Okay, cool. So Tarquin, you here, and I'm just going to quickly. You can have a think of what you're planning on doing, and we'll just do this. And ooh, it's especially helpful. Hang on. Right, cool. Just need to be able to adjust my figures. Okay, nearly ready.
Yes. Oh.
Smells pretty good.
I got to that usually.
Alrighty. Giles, you move out to where you can see these figures, and you get to about. I'll put the map back on. To about here. So these figures were back here by these boxes, and they have walked down, and you're seeing them. This is you here. You're about by that tree. You've been walking very slowly to give Neathnal enough time. Probably been hissing to her or whatever, and you get to about there, and you see these figures, and they're behaving very oddly. The two in front are kind of bowing and scraping and being quite obsequious and kind of reverent to the figure behind them, and they're placing an object on the ground. The object is it's kind of only about that big, so you don't quite see what it is, but they're kind of bowing and scraping and putting the object on the ground, and then the figure in the middle is walking up, and then they pick up the two in front, pick up the object, and bow and scrape again, and keep walking. They occasionally look up and look at you, and you get a glimpse of what these people look like, and this is what you see. Not that. The first one, which is the one here, looks like this.
Okay.
The second one here looks like this, and then the one in the middle looks like that.
Okay. So Tarquin's going to turn around and retreat at pace back to the party. And I'm going to make the presumption that Nathan will see me do this.
Sure. Could you,
Chris, just before we go
could you-
back, I can tell how quickly they're moving, right?
slowly, really slowly. So can you can you please grab Neathel? It's probably the
Right,
yeah.
yep.
If you can jump in and grab ground, obviously don't share anything, and come back out, please.
Hello.
Hello, Graham. So, Neathel, you've been walking your way around here. Tarquin has been walking slowly. Neathel, you're obviously invisible, and you're kind of keeping pace with Tarquin. Tarquin gets to... You're here, and you can't quite... At that angle, anyway, at least where I've positioned you right now, you can't quite see the figures from where you are. I'm assuming you do move to see them. And Tarquin is here.
Sorry, I'm big. I can't. Where am I? Sorry. Can we do an overview or something?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
possible?
Neathanol. No, we can't do an overview. I'm sorry. That's Neathanol. That one there.
Yep.
And Tarquin is here.
And where's the party?
Yeah, party's back here. Yep. There's
Right, we're looking the other way.
Yeah,
Okay,
other way.
gotcha.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
And these three figures have moved slowly towards you.
Can you see what they are? Or?
I'm just about to tell you. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. You can see Tarquin. Tarquin can't see you. You notice that these three figures are behaving very, very strangely. So the two at the front are behaving quite obsequious, I think is the correct term. They're kind of bowing and scraping and moving a bit forward ahead and then putting something, you can't make out what it is, on the ground. And then the figure behind is kind of gliding up behind them. And then they will pick up the object and then they'll kind of bow and scrape again. And the thing behind kind of glides on. Every now and then they've glanced, and you do notice every now and then they glance over their shoulder at Tarquin. They're not particularly picking up their pace or they're particularly hurried. The first figure that you see coming around the corner is this.
All right.
The second one out in front is this. And then the third one in the middle is this. Tarquin sees this around about the same time as you do. Now you see Tarquin react, and Tarquin begins to back off.
I back off a few steps, turn around, and essentially move quickly back to the party. And I'm just going to presume that Nathanel can see what I'm doing, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, if Nathanel's near enough to him, he should say, "Run back to party quickly," and she will move as fast as she can, given she's invisible.
Okay. So she can jog. All right.
Yeah, I'm happy to let Tarquin run on ahead. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, does she remain invisible if she jogs?
She does.
She can stay invisible.
So Chris,
you can go faster though. It's fine.
yeah. The other thing is I want to make sure I know how long it's going to take if they maintain their same speed to get to us. Will I ever be able to work that out? Can I make a maths roll?
Yeah, give me another maths roll, please. Give me another maths roll. You've already done one, which I'm very excited about.
No. It's 37.
37. What's his maths skill, please?
23.
He doesn't know for sure, but he would guess at their rate, you've maybe got a couple of minutes, perhaps. So something like 12 rounds.
He's going to move it. Yep, he's going to move it.
Okay, cool.
So he's going to run back to the party, pull the information, essentially say that I think they're demons. We need to get the portal out of Dodge, basically.
Okay.
We'll just have to hope that Nathan.
Cool. Get the others, please, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Can one of you guys grab the others?
Yeah, I'll do it. It's all good.
Thank you.
Oh, Graham's gone. Easy. Yeah, not really a fighting demons mood, I have to confess.
Oops. Lost Graham. Lovely. So the rest of the party is waiting by the wall, and maybe 2-3 minutes have elapsed. Mithan, you see Tarquin running back as fast as he can to the party. Tarquin, you get back to the party and do or say what, please?
So I'm going to tell the party. I've seen three creatures. I think they're demons. The first one looks like Post-it Note Boy, covered in Post-it notes. The second one looks like Monster Face.
They're teeth, not Post-it notes.
Oh, Teeth Boy then, covered in teeth. The second one looks like Monster Face, and the third one looks like his holy octopus. And they're placing something on the ground that he wobbles over. I think they're demons. I think we should make a pull in the wall and get out of here. Nathanel, I think, will have seen, and certainly will have seen me get back here post haste. Let's get out of Dodge.
Cool.
Actions, please.
I guess I'd ask Karos to cast a portal so we can get through it.
Yep, share the portal.
Okay.
Level 6
Give
spell.
Yep, give me a roll.
Okay. $37.
37. The spell goes off, and fantastic. Yep. So the spell goes off. What do you guys do?
Mithan's happy to go through first, if you know, because we don't actually know what's on the other side. But Mithan can sneak through.
Okay. And about now, Yathnal arrives.
Yeah, well, she'll go through when there's a space, and she'll make a few whispery noises so people know where she is.
And so Tarquin and Demos, and I presume Demoth will be carrying the 2 floaters.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And maybe, I mean, can Demos carry Leif through easily, or does he need to be floating?
Not. Could probably drag him through.
Yep. Happy to leave. He's happy to be dragged.
Okay. Cool. You.
I can tell you that for sure.
Yep. Okay. So the wall of this wall here, the original palace wall that you saw was massive and incredibly thick, something like at least 10, 15 foot thick. You estimate it's huge. This one again was even less thick than the other one. It was 3. This one surrounding what you're terming the shipyard was about 3 foot. This one's even less. You think it's only 2, so yes, very easy for all 8 of you to get through. Demos, you drag Leif through, and so we go there to one side, and then you all find yourselves here. And I'm just going to pop the party here. So you've come over this wall. That's where you were. So there's the smaller ship that you were at. So the characters have emerged here. And what you what you see is as follows. Sorry, Graham, you were going to say something?
Oh, sorry, there was something to see? Or just what we can see?
Yeah, but a bit of a description.
Go on.
Rocky terrain, a few blackened trees, and comparatively lower wall that you can see of white limestone. Quite rocky in here, and you can see some old mangled trees which look quite old, blackened and burnt. There looks like some newer growth, some regrowth here, but other than that, that's it. What do you do?
My apologies, I'm just getting a bit disoriented. Are we closer to the palace or further away now?
So
I think.
There you go.
Sorry, no, go on.
So the palace was back in this direction.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So should we track? I suggest we get away from the wall. Nathaniel whispers, I suggest we get away from the wall. Let's follow that wall along to the right. Put some distance between us and them. She will go on ahead, 100 foot ahead, and just check the way is clear, and she'll just keep following that wall along to the right.
So
Mithan will take Leif's legs, just so he's not dragging on the ground, leaving a scuff mark.
Yep. So 100 foot, by the way, is that's between those 2 trees is 80. So that's 100 foot approximately. So you're not a huge distance away from the party. Okay. You continue on between Mithan and Yathnal. And Demos. You carry an inert Leif. You get up to about here, and that's what you can can see. I will ask for a perception roll from Neathanol, please.
61 plus 86.
Cool. Okay, great. Okay, so you get to here. You just continue following this wall along. Is that right?
Well, what can we see out in the? We were predicting the palace to be. So is this the tall wall we're against now?
No.
Or was that a shorter wall?
So
Right.
So the tall wall.
Oh, it is the tall wall. Yeah, it is.
Yes. So the tall, a
It's
bit of
behind
the.
wall.
Yep. So you came over a shorter wall, and
Yeah.
then it has formed into a taller wall,
Uh-huh.
and then it's got shorter again.
Gotcha. So we're expecting the palace grounds to be on the other side of this shorter wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Off the right somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. Well, can I just? Oh, sorry. But Kiros has still got a fly spell on her.
And
Sorry, Chris.
about here, the mist parts, and you can make out the tall structure that you saw before. And just to try to, so the large building that you saw before is here, where the cursor is. Now, to try to describe it to you. Oh, damn, I forgot to move it. It's annoying. Let me see if... Hang on, I'll just put it back on map. I'll do this and see if I can grab the image. Just a sec. Shut this down. There we go. Coming. Where are we? That's what I want. That's what I want. Cool. So just to remind you, well, actually to remind you and to show Alex, because she hasn't seen it. There we go. That's great. So over here, you can make out just a glimpse of that. So you're definitely, you were looking at the front of this structure, and you're now looking, yes, still pretty much front on. At the very back of it, so further way down here, you can see that it is substantially taller. Like it is quite large, with a round structure on top and a peaked roof. You only catch glimpses of the peaked roof, and the tiles. I think I described the tiles last time, but I'll just do so again. Yeah, so a massive tri-storied, well, tall structure cut from silver marble. Probably you're not close enough quite to see it, but signs of fire damage and battle are apparent on the slated slate roofs, and there's various holes that you might be able to catch glimpses of in the roof. So slate along here, and kind of slate on top. Again, you're kind of looking at it from pretty much the same angle that you saw, front on, and that dome structure is much further back here.
Sorry, Chris, just to be clear, is there still a wall between us and it, or is there a gap in the wall?
There's a wall here, and then you think you can make out a gap here.
All right, so we can't see the ground floor, the ground level, right, from here?
You can make out the ground level there.
In the gap?
Yes.
It must
All
be
right.
get.
Okay, Nathaniel whispers that she'll go on ahead just to make sure, because I'm not quite sure on the angle we're approaching it as to whether we could be seen as we through that gap. So she's just going to go up ahead and have a look and just check that it's safe for the party to move up.
Cool. I'd like one other person with, as the party's moving up, to give me one more perception roll, please. We'll go for Tarquin. Thank you.
84.
Okay, roll again, please.
$19.
Plus, please. 105, I think.
Yeah, 105. Correct.
Cool. Yep. All right. Okay. Very, very good. Nyathal, I'm going to keep you. No, so you're not out of view of your party, and I'm not going to split you up for this. This is what you see, Nyathal, as you get a bit further. So your party is paused about here-ish. You've gone on ahead a little bit, so more than a couple hundred foot ahead. You can make out the sides. The very first thing you see is the side of this building here, going down a long way, and you see a corner. So the front of the building is part of the front of the building is here, and there is a side of the building going all the way down, and it just disappears. As you can see there, it kind of disappears into the mist. As you come to the corner,
I should be creeping, of course.
Yeah, got it. Peer around. And this is where you find yourself. That was the gate you were looking. That was the gate you were looking through. You can see the hole in it.
Yeah.
So the front door that was blasted off its hinges was here. And if you look closely enough, you can just make out a figure.
Ooh. Right. Okay. So we can be seen from this corner.
Hard, but yep. So hard.
She's going to move.
Hang on. Please give me a chance. Please give me a chance to see the scene.
I don't know when you're stopping. Sorry.
Yep.
Ring a bell.
Yep. Ring a bell. Sure. So harder to see. So this you can just catch a glimpse of this figure.
So she's going to move to the other side of the gap by those trees, and then look back. Standing on this side of the entranceway, can she still see the figure?
Sure. Come to that. Just what else you're seeing? Down here there is, well, you can really make that out. There's some kind of slightly raised ground, and over here, what looks like an opening, some kind of opening about here.
Okay.
Going round as she does. Oh, we got some floating pine trees. Thought I corrected all of those. From there, no. From there, if the figure is just make out kind of beyond that tree, if you come back this side, you are out of view. You could be in view here, but you are definitely out of view here.
Okay. Looking back the other way, outwards, how misty is it? I mean, in terms of if the party were to do a wide kind of walk around the back of this place and then round, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, they would, yeah. Okay, all right, she'll go back to the party. And say, okay, opening up ahead. If you round the corner nearest, you can be seen by the guard on the front of the structure. So if you guys take a very circuitous path out there, round, so the mist is starting to thicken, and then come at it from the entrance the other way. Do you understand what I'm saying? And while she's doing that, she's just looking back the way we've come, just to check there's 3 demons aren't climbing a wall.
Nothing behind you.
That's the spirit.
Nothing behind you that you can see. It's a better way of phrasing it.
Well, Nyathal then will say, okay, I see you there. I'm going to go back up to the entrance and just keep watch.
Okay.
I guess we'll follow instructions, perceiving like mad. And I guess we're looking for those demon things. Takwan knows what they look like. Looking for other people, stuff that looks threatening.
Okay. And you head wide? Nathaniel, you go back to your post as you were, so you go all the way out. Definitely the sound of water is louder here. You go very, very wide, and yes, you can see that there is some raised grounds, and you can all see now that there's some kind of entrance there. The gap where Nathaniel has said she'll be is here.
So I guess Tarkon would suggest to the others he goes and has a little bit of a peek through the gap just to make sure that there aren't people in there looking out for us too. So we could probably go get into the trees, be relatively unsighted, and he could just pop his head out a little bit further to have a little look around to make sure no one's in here. Sound reasonable, Pete and Alex?
Yep, sure. Don't go if you're going to go further. You should take someone with you.
Yeah, no, I'm literally just going to go like, it'll be 20 or 30 feet maybe. You'll be able to see him, he'll be able to see you, and he's just going to have a look through here.
Okay,
cool.
So you're close to each other. We're talking here, less than 100 foot away. You
He's not going to go right up to the opening, Chris. He'd be a little bit further back just in case.
Yeah, sure. So, Tarquin, you see you see it's definitely a cave. Could you give me another perception roll, please? What was the roll? You're on mute, Giles.
Sorry, yes, 6.
Okay, and yep, 105. Okay, cool. Some information coming into your chat, Giles. Seconds, and I'll come off that screen. Coming into Tarquin's channel in a second. Coming. Now, Tarquin.
Thank you.
So you're up about here.
Thank you.
Nathaniel, you're by yourself. You're up here watching.
Okay. So Tarquin will return to the party and tell them it looks like an unnatural mound. There's lots of what looks like very old bones, human skulls and the like inside there. And in the mud around the entrance to the cave are some very large paw prints. So the question is, do we want to go and have a bit of a rummage to see if we can find anything in there, or is that just tempting fate?
I think that's tempting fate.
Yeah, Etienne would suggest that maybe we've got a clear task at hand. We should probably stick to it.
You happy, Alex?
Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a delay with my sound and action. Sorry, could you just repeat that?
So so it looks like an artificial kind of opening, an artificial sort of cave thing. There's lots of old bones and human
Right.
skulls inside, and some very large paw prints. So maybe now is a good time to get back to where we think Nathanel's going to be.
Amazing. Yes, agreed. Paw prints. And I think Kitty Cat would agree too.
Yeah,
Down now.
Victory's hair is standing on end, by the way, and she's hissing.
Okay, so it's a good sign. So we need to be moving probably reasonably swiftly to Nathanel.
Is it possible to take a wide berth around the entrance to the cave and a wide berth around the gap?
Or you're going back over here, so you've kind of taken a wide berth,
Cool,
so
cool,
you're
cool,
going
cool.
back over here.
Yep.
And that's what we'll do. Yeah.
You find yourselves here, and Nathanel, you see the party. There has been no sounds, movements, whatever from the doorway where you're spying. Yep.
She creeps her way over to the party and says, maybe if you guys press your backs against the wall to the left of the screen, I'll just sneak in, check the path round to the side of the temple. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yep, so we're well out of the gap, the view from the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she'd like to creep down there.
Okay, give me a stalk roll, please.
$18.
Mm-hmm. Plus.
133.
Okay. Sure. So she comes around the side. So this building is kind of strange. There's no windows in it that you can see. This is only this area here is not large. If we go back to this image here, you're standing Nathanel here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only it's certainly not hugely tall. I mean, it'd be 10, 15 foot tall, but it's not massive. But there's no there's no sign of windows or any opening. You head down the side. How far do you go down, please?
Oh, sorry, Chris. That black rectangle, then that's not a door.
It's not. That's a part of the map. But the GM.
Okay.
Yep. Fix.
And when you said there's no windows, do you mean on the upper floors as well as the first floor?
Hang on a second on that. Just hold the phone. Interesting. Yeah, so on this dome here, up, where would it be? Be probably here. Be here. There are quite narrow slits about this big. You can see on screen. Can you see me on screen?
Yep.
Yep. So about that wide, and perhaps that tall, and they seem to run the circumference of this circular bit at the top, but no other windows. No other windows that you can see.
So, if, for the sake of argument, the party pressed themselves against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
would there someone from up at the top of the structure looking out through those thin walls be able to look down and see a person pressed against that wall?
No, you'd be definitely out of field of vision. Definitely.
All right, well, she'll go down there, creeping away, and see how far she can get.
Okay, how far does she go?
She just wants to sort of get a sense of how long, I suppose, to the end of the building, really, and look around the corner.
Okay, so she gets to here, and she's alerted by a pretty awful smell, probably back here. And getting a bit closer, she sees that there is a sluggish body of water. It would be about 45 foot wide, and it's just moving very slowly. It's flowing in this direction, this way, and it doesn't smell good. It doesn't appear to be, from what she can make out, doesn't appear to be, well, she doesn't know for sure, but it doesn't look like it's colossally deep. So the slope that goes down towards it is not much. It would be perhaps a bit higher over knee high, so maybe thigh high down to the water.
Okay, she'll go back to the party.
Okay.
So, party, she whisper. Just down there is some sort of horrible smelling river. Given one of our parties already caught some horrible lurgy, I don't suggest we go in it. And it smells disgusting. It'd probably be diseased or something, or have a coiled up demon at the bottom of it or something. But we'd need to get over it, and it's about 45 feet across. And it looks like we have to get it went all the way to the other wall, didn't it, Chris?
Yep.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So hang on. Can I see? Yeah. How far does it go up there?
That's water there.
Oh, so it goes all the way along the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bagger.
Does it? Oh, maybe there's a bank. Gets to about there, and then Then there's water. So there's definitely water between you and the far side. So there is actually a bit of a bank. My mistake. There's actually a bit of a bank here. Foul-smelling kind of ooze.
Okay, she's going to estimate the distance that she can see how far the river's gone. Can she see it sort of bend in the far distance? Does it keep going straight? Does it bend to the left or to the right? Or?
She'd have to go down further.
Okay. All right, well, she'll explain to the party that there's a river in the way. It looks like we'd have to go round, or either go around the front, it will be seen, or we go round there. See, there's an entranceway over there. I don't know whether you checked that out, but if you did, it looks like we'd need to go into that second, whatever that enclosure is through there, through the hole, and then go back through the wall again, if we can do that. Or we try and transport ourselves across it, but obviously that's just a bit of a faff. We'd have to fly ourselves and float ourselves and all the rest of it. What do you guys think?
Oh, sorry, what was the second option? Do you mean putting a portal into the wall of the...
Well, I don't know how far the river goes down, whether we could actually follow the wall down. I haven't, obviously Niathra doesn't know what you know in terms of the looking through that hole, but she has seen there's a gap that Tarquin investigated. She doesn't know that. But it looks like that we would have to go into that, into another, down there, basically.
Right. But
we can follow the wall down and see if we can get in through past the river that way. I don't know, but no, probably not, because we still have to get across it, wouldn't we? Unless
what's stopping us going into the thing?
So if you go in there and the river blocks the passage.
Yep.
Yep.
So if we go straight across, if we slip around this corner, press ourselves against the wall of the building, put a portal put a portal into the wall of the building.
Ah, right. Now you could do that, but obviously we don't know what we'd be walking into.
No, we wouldn't.
How thick the wall is, or we just
the wall is.
Or do you want?
Yes, we can go and then him go at him.
Say that again, please.
Well,
do you want? Go on.
We could just go at the guard, couldn't we?
Well, so if we ever go at the guard, we know there's about 10 of them. So if we start having a pitch battle, likely others are going to join. It would be better if we could deal with them swiftly. I'm just wondering whether we make an attempt to do that, or do you want Nathaniel to see what's on the other side of the wall? It's going to be quite hard to go and see what's on the other side of the wall. Should be gone forever.
Can Nathaniel not approach the building?
She can go into the front, but you need to sneak past the 2 guards. Yeah.
Two guards there. One.
What?
There's 2 guards there.
Yes, 2. Yeah.
But why doesn't she go to the end of the right-hand wall of the building? Because she hasn't looked up. I mean, this looks like the corner that we're looking at. Looks like, is that the building, or is that? It looks like it's got trees over the top of it.
It's the building, I think.
It is. So that corner there.
Yeah, is that? Yeah.
Is that corner there?
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
The front.
And we could obviously get Karios to sort of have a fly around, but obviously she's visible. To scope it out, or Nathaniel can fly. Whatever's easier. I don't know if that's necessary, but or we just chance it, as you say, and put a hole in the wall and walk through it and see what happens.
I was just wondering, because you mentioned that there was gaps in the roof, Chris. There was sort of some disrepair. What's the chances of?
No. Yeah, I probably was a bit primitive. You might be able to spot that it's in disrepair, but probably holes you wouldn't be able to see from this angle. I shouldn't have read that out. I did, but you don't know that.
Okay.
Yep, you don't know that.
So we could chance it, and we could just.
I wonder, what does the portal look like? Can I ask? Does the portal look like a portal, or does it just look like the wall, and we know it's a gap there, or is it a shimmering rectangle of?
I'd say it's it's Kairos' spell, so she could describe it, I guess. But I would imagine it is a relatively obvious shimmering sheen. Yes.
Just as it opens a 3x6x3 in any solid surface.
Can you do the 3x6x3 in any direction? So 3x3 and 6 long, in case the wall's 5.5 meters wide.
Just one thing to remind you of: it's not a 3-dimensional view. But you can certainly in the Athanal, you saw that there are steps leading up into this building. Not colossal stairs, but they would go up some 4 or so foot at least.
Oh, so I would estimate then that it has a
raised floor.
Raised floor has a sort of base to it.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
If we were to put a portal in, we'd put it up higher.
And then have to climb. How long do we get to with the portal open? How long does it stay open for?
1 round per level, I think.
Oh, okay. So we'd have time to walk in. I guess we just need to be certain. We could chance it. I mean, well.
This seems like a really big building, right?
Yeah. I guess the chances of them being all sitting, eating dinner on the other side is not likely, but I mean,
It's probably most likely these 2 are the guards, right? So there's
Yeah, but I mean, there's 8 of them, or maybe more, or not. They might be all on the ground floor. They might be up. We don't really know, do we?
That was why I suggest. I wonder if Nathaniel was to sneak along this wall here towards the guards, because it looks like they're 2 separate parts of the building.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good idea, Pete. And if Nathaniel goes to look, and it looks like there are 2 isolated soldiers, and there's nobody else around, then if we can play some game whereby we keep our unconscious people and maybe we knock Vana out, the rest of us, Tarquin can pretend to have hostages. We can march them up to them, and then all surprise attack the 2 of them, try and mob them. If there's lots of them, that's just not going to work, is it?
No. So what we don't really do is start having a pitched battle, and then they all come on us at once. That would be the thing to avoid, right? So now, from looking at the front, I think the steps bit points out, and I think there's 2. What do you call them? Bulwarks.
Why don't you go take a look, Nathaniel, and come back and tell us?
I reckon.
I've seen the front of the building already. Was I right, Chris? It kind of has some steps in the middle, and then 2 wings or something.
Yeah, perfect. So this is the first of 1 wing here, and then there's a gap. The building turns in, for a bit, and then there's a relatively narrow bit where the steps are up to where both the doors once were. There's only one door now, and then there's another. You can just make out the other wing over here.
Yeah, so it's not such a bad idea. If we were going to go in, it would make sense probably to go in the closest bit, given that sticks out. It wouldn't be if it was one big hall inside, then you wouldn't be seen. You know what I mean? It seems unlikely it would be, unless there's somebody in whatever. We don't know what we're walking into, do we? But I mean, if I was going to do it, I'd suggest just to the left of that.
Why don't we ask Vana if she knows what this part of the thing is?
Oh, has she been in? Yeah, go. Yeah, okay, go.
We could ask Vana whether she thinks the 10 people are. So let's do that, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you also, you mentioned you had lie detection, Tarquin.
Yeah, so I'll do the same thing. I'll use charm and lie detection, like perception. I'll ask her, how are the people normally distributed? Do the guards rotate? How are we going to get in here? Are these your men or TPP women or TPP? What can you tell us about this?
Okay, she says, and I'm going to just simply take the rolls previously rather than having to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. So I'm just going to take whatever you rolled last time, whether you succeeded or failed. We'll just keep going with that. She says to you, could you give me a roll? Someone who's feeling lucky, give me a roll, please. It's a master roll, and I know what it means. High is good for you, low is bad for you.
Come on, Alex.
So it's master.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it's not master. It's unmaster. It's unmaster. It's unmaster. Give me a roll, please.
Okay. No pressure. 11.
11. She said, "Look, we didn't spend. I didn't spend much time here. Had you rolled high, she would have said she would have spent quite a bit of time here. I didn't spend much time here. I just arrived, and we were told, myself and my 3 other companions were told pretty promptly after we arrived that we should go out and look for food. I mean, we quickly skimmed the downstairs. I was there for that. I think I mentioned before. So I was there for that, and I described the kitchens at the back. There were facing us, if my memory serves me right, facing us there was like some bedrooms here, some like little suites or something here. Seemed like the most comfortable place. There were a few old rotting mattresses and things in these little rooms here. There was like a hall or something. I think it was this side of the building. I'm not sure. Further down, with lots of turned over like tables and stuff. There was on the far side. There was someone said something about a pool. I don't know what that was about. And then at the very back, I described to you there was this big temple at the very back in the center, beyond the garden, the indoor garden bit. There was this big this big temple area with this kind of man bull thing at the back, and then off to one side of those, where the back door was the storeroom and the kitchen. I was part of. The team was part of checking if it was safe. Where the white-haired woman Chonta and Co would put her people, I don't know. Figure it out, So a few of them were tired or injured, so you guess, take a guess. And yeah, there was. She said at least 3, if not 4, on the front. She did. Yeah, that's right. We walked out with a couple of them, and there was another, either 1 or 2, coming out to guard. So yeah, there's beds and stuff, I think, there, and then the temple at the back, and that's about it, as I kind of described.
So bedrooms might have people in then, injured. Kitchen's potentially better, but we don't know how far down they are, obviously. Kitchen's at the back, did she said?
Yes, and the door, kitchen's in the door at the back, or the storeroom, and the kitchen was at the back.
Yeah. And she said there was a back door as well.
Yeah.
When we first spoke to her.
Yeah, she
where
just
roughly?
at the back, back this side, down the side at the back.
Okay. Right, we can't get to that. So Neathnor could get herself over that sludge, go in through the back door if it's not locked.
Yep.
Was the back door locked?
No, it was hanging open.
Oh, even better. So Neathnor could go and look.
Yep.
And get a view on where best to open a portal. I mean, is that useful?
Yes. Just checking. No one's got a presence spell.
No.
No.
The other party's got loads.
James,
Only Nicholas were here.
James back in the sec.
Tanya's got on her bow, doesn't she? So no presence for Neathanol. She's a mentalist user.
No.
No, okay, cool. No, I reckon if you don't mind playing it out, Graham, and the rest of us hanging out, I think that's the best plan. It's the safest plan.
Yeah. So
What do you think?
I mean, it's a bit risky creeping in, but
Alex. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
what was-
I'm happy to go.
The other thing that...
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Sorry, I've just got a bit of a delay when I turn my microphone on and off, so I really apologise for that. No, I'm all good.
I mean, she could teleport in through, but she doesn't know the interior. So that might be risky.
And she'd become visible. I think last time she teleported invisible, there was a chance that she became. Yeah, anyway. What did you think, Giles, about Neathanol sneaking in?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say another option, obviously, and I think Neathanol has the same set of spells, but, both leaving 1 and leaving 3 give Tarquin the ability to essentially hop 100 or 300 meters. So you could potentially hop onto the roof or something like that, but or hop over the lake. Of course, he looks like Vana, but if he gets seen, he has to pretend he's Vana, and doing it, if you're invisible, seems to be safer.
Bit of a giveaway. So I'm just wondering how she'd get across the... She'd probably have to fly. Levitation.
Does she have that walk on water spell?
I don't know that she wants to get water. I don't think I've got that. Is that a spell?
Was it? That's not a flight, but on the same list, isn't she? I remember she did that. It wasn't. It's not quite fly, but it's like.
She's got underwater movement.
No, there's another one. But it's not. Oh.
She's got leaping, landing, levitation, wind drift, underwater movement, fly. Right, wind drift. Becomes weightless but has no magical movement control.
No, that's no good.
Just be wafting around. And she'd have to cast fly, and she doesn't move that fast, but that keeps her upwards to 11 minutes. And she only moves her 15 feet around now. That's pretty straight, yeah.
You could always fly up onto the. Yeah, I reckon she should go to check the.
So that gives you 11 minutes. You can walk to the edge of the water. It's about a minute to do. That's heaps, 150, 175 feet. You're like 9 minutes inside, and then you can come back out and fly back over.
Cast it again to get back, of course.
It depends on how many power points she has, but yeah.
Well, she can, but it's, yeah. Or she just does what she's going to do. We tackle the people, because we've got to tackle the people on the front anyway, right? So, I mean, she could stab one of them. It's just what we do with the other one. Or we
pretend
drop.
to Vana and stab them
Well,
and go the other one. Or I
if-
could take a hostage. I could take who's our best fighter.
Well, I was thinking more that she could limp into view, collapse, make sure you're seen,
Yep.
collapse. One of them's going to come out. They might shout at the alarm, or they might just say, if you wave at them, and then sort of sink down to your knees. They hopefully won't be able to tell your height. One guy comes out. The rest of you nobble the guy. Niathanal stabs the one left at the door.
Yeah, I'm the same height as.
The downside is there may be another one inside. Obviously, we don't know that.
Four.
But
We know there are 4. So Vana's told us there are 4. 2 we can see and 2 others.
oh, did she say that?
So,
All right.
Yeah, so I think either we go portal or you hop across, go inside, have a little look around, and come back out, tell us, then we portal. I think we should stick to plan A. And we want to try and pick them off one by one, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking even if you portal in, right? We're gonna
have to kill them all anyway.
exactly. I mean, I'm just thinking how are we going to do that? Unless we're
Well,
blocking.
if they're asleep, it gets easy, right? Certainly Tarquin has no problems stabbing a sleeping dude in the neck.
No.
If they're asleep, easy. But we know there are 4 awake, interested people and up to 10 of them. So, taking the blunderbuss approach, we're going to get, like you say, we're pitched battle, I believe were your words. Right, Uncle? I think you're right.
Yeah, I was thinking if there was 2, we could maybe nobble them, but 4, we're just all going to have to go into combat, aren't we?
Yeah.
Unless we think we're going to sleep them or something.
I think Pete's right. I think down the edge, fly over the top, have a look around, come back out, tell us, put in a portal into an empty room, and then we can have a look and see what we can do. I think Pete's right. I think it's the best plan.
No, I'm just thinking, all right, say we find an empty room, what are we doing then?
Walk along the edge, portal into it. So you have to use your, count your steps so you can be pretty clear about where it is and how high you are, that sort of stuff.
The portal will have to be upwards, but now what? Okay, so we get into the room, then what? We've still got 4 people to fight.
Yeah, then we find as many individuals as we can. So if there are people asleep, we go and knock them off first. And so we have as many of them down as possible before we end up in a situation where they all come to get us.
Yep, Nathanel's backstab and silent kill would come into use.
Yep.
Also, an empty room inside is a much better place to leave Vana and Leif.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, she'll go and do that, and then she'll go and have a sneak around.
Hang on. Okay, so what? Go and do what, please?
So she'll go back the way she's come
Okay.
to the river,
Yes.
and she'll prepare.
Yep.
She'll cast fly,
Yep.
and she'll fly over the river.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. In that case, I am going to need some special time with you, Graham. With Nathan. Thought you'd like that.
1 or 2?
Sorry?
1 or 2?
No, I'll stay where I am.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't go with you.
Correct.
Off to 1.
Off to 1. Yes, please. Yes, please. Super. So, damn, I should have asked the party where they were going to be basing themselves. Never mind.
I think, well, Etienne's still there, and I think the intention was to stay to the left of the opening.
Okay.
Be quiet, pressed against the wall.
All right, cool. 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 Just 1 second. I just realized that there was one image that I don't have. Great. So, Graham, you can still see the screen. I wonder if I can. I just don't have Niathanal handy, so we're just going to do this. Cool. Shrink it down a little bit. So she is still invisible. Can you give me... Oh, no, you gave me a stalk roll for going down here, didn't you? Or didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Okay. So you get to here. Whoa, 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 whoa. You get to here. And yes, as described, this horrid, oozy water. Yeah, as mentioned, it doesn't look horrendously deep. But yep. What do you do once you get to the bank?
I seem to remember one of us had some horrible thing that they contracted somewhere, so I don't think I want to touch the water.
Okay.
So she's going to prepare fully.
Yep.
Gesticulate, but obviously not shout.
Yes.
And cast fly on herself.
Lovely. Roll the dice, please. You fail on a 1 or a 2.
95.
Wow, good roll. She flies really well. How long can she fly for?
11 minutes.
Okay. What does she do?
Flies over the river.
Okay. Easy. Done. She's over the road.
Keeps flying along the wall
Okay.
until she gets... Well, see what happens.
Okay, cool. So she continues down here. Just see if I've got a description.
What are those rectangles? Keeps adding them, doesn't it?
What's that, sorry? What's that?
Those rectangles add. Is that just...
What, these here?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just part of the base. She comes to here. So she's come down. She's crossed the copy. Done. Gone. This foul-smelling water kind of oozes its way down here. Goes under this wall. She sees another gap in the wall here.
Oh.
Past the water. So the water's here. Her friends are back this direction, of course. In other words, your friends would have had to have, at least this side of this wall, would have had to have crossed the water somehow. So definitely, they would have needed to have crossed the water somehow. There is another gap in this wall. And she gets down to here, and she sees the following. Here, there is a wall of about 20 foot tall. It's a wall of granite capped with grey flagstones, and there is a broken metal gate hanging open here. You can just see it here. It's not open, but it is open. She sees some foliage around here. She sees whatever that is here, and she's at the corner of the building. So there's this structure here, relatively small, up against this wall, and she's at the corner right here.
Well, she needs to roll another perception just to check for anybody else.
Give me a roll, please. Yeah, probably is about time. Yep.
9.
9. It could be amazing. It could be absolutely amazing. It could be absolutely rubbish. Okay. Yep.
That's 86.
Cool. Already?
So, yeah, once she's satisfied this, she will very slowly get a little peek around the corner.
Okay.
Not go around the corner, peek around the corner.
Yeah, got it. Yep. So peeks around the corner. So several things she sees. The first is the back of this very, very long building. So she's definitely at the back of the structure now, and this here is the round bit at the back, the very large round bit at the back. Whoops. So that bit there, this large bit at the back. What else can she see? She can see several other things. She can see a flight of steps going up to a door. As mentioned, the steps are up some height. A bit further along, she can just make out what she thinks is a window. Here, maybe another one down there. And some other whatever that is out there in the mist. there's that structure, and then just here, she sees two of these.
Oh, good.
Two of those. They're sitting cross-legged, and they're staring at a kind of a small white object on the ground. They're some distance away from you, but you do see them quite clearly with that perception roll. So you'd stepped out from behind, or you'd peered out from round the bushes, and you didn't even need to peer. You can see one of them there. They're just sitting fixedly, sitting cross-legged across from each other, just simply sitting there. The last thing that she can see is a ladder going up.
Ooh. Where does that go?
It goes up to. It looks like it goes up to. This level here. Can you see where the cursor is? So it goes up a long way.
Oh, up to that ledge.
Hmm.
Okay. Interesting. But I'm not going to get the whole party up there. And is it when he means a ladder? Is it fixed to the wall or brackets or something? Or?
Yes, it is. It's a fixed. It's a steel or metal ladder, corroded, quite badly corroded, quite rusty from what you can see peering around, and yeah, fixed to the wall.
So an ancient fire escape. And the door, is it indeed as described, hanging open?
Yes. Yeah.
So she'll keep flying.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of fly round very slowly, listening.
Yep.
And have a little peek in through the door.
Okay. It's okay. So is this going to open for me? I think it is. Now, is it going to do something horrible when I click the open bit? Oh, there you go. Cool. Now I just need to lock it in place. It appears as though someone has tried to pull it closed, and one of the doors is fully closed. One of the doors is mangled and broken, and most of it's missing, actually. So you can easily both peer, and you could easily I'd ask for literally an easy maneuver for you to slip inside. So this door is closed and largely intact. I'd say the bottom half of this door is gone. What do you see inside? 1 second, please. One second, please. Just one quick check, please, Graham. Yeah, okay. Very good.
Good for me or good for you?
Good for the story. How's that?
Oh, uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh? What do you mean, uh-oh?
Uneventful, I was hoping for. Anyway.
GM is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see the following. Why? Where's that wall gone, Graham?
I can't see anything in that.
I know you can't. It's a rhetorical question. That's really weird. I must have deleted it. That's really frustrating. Okay, that's all right. So what you see is as follows. Just give me 1 sec to set up the map, please. So bearing in mind there is a roof on this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, here we go. So you peer in, Neathanol, to a very long room, very, very long room. There's a wall, well, there's meant to be a wall here. So that black bit is a wall.
Yep.
Hang on, I just want to quickly, sorry, I just want to quickly check something. Did I reveal something that I shouldn't have? Yes, I did. So you peer in through this broken doorway, and remembering, of course, there is a roof, and there is this long, very long structure. Very long building. Let's try it again. Room. I'm tired. I would say it's something like 80 foot long, and it's just filled with detritus and junk, from what you can see. There's some mouldering old casks here. You see they're not depicted in terms of their height, but there's 4 bins, kind of waist height bins, and there are what appear to be some structures or some walls off to the side here, and just barrels and crates. Broken pottery and crockery and things like that.
And how high is the door off the ground?
Yeah. Quite high, actually. Probably top of my head, I don't have a character to kind of measure it by, but I would say, yeah, higher than I first thought. Probably about 6 foot, 5 or 6 foot. Quite high. You can see those steps go up quite a lot.
Let's say 6 foot. Okay, all right. Okay. So can she just fly very slowly in?
Sure. I will ask for an easy maneuver just to get her in, so she doesn't get snagged on something. This is based on her agility.
No, can we do it on my acrobatics, movement in the air?
Yeah, sure.
$68.
Plus
96.
96. Yeah, look, no problem at all. So she glides through this hole in the door. So just to confirm, I should have been clearer. You asked if the door was open. I was inaccurate with my answer. That door is closed.
Yeah. Look.
Yep. Just to explain though, that door is also closed, but basically half the bottom is missing. The maneuver was for her to get through the missing bit.
Yep.
She flies in, and yeah, here on the grounds, there is looks like an area for storage, perhaps food. Maybe you can see the remains of some perhaps rotting vegetables at the very bottom, and there are 2 other bins. So these bins would come up, they're not depicted, but they would come up to about waist high on her. She sees there's nothing behind them. There's some casks there which have fallen over. There's some barrels there, some boxes there. There's a doorway there, which you can see going into what appears to be a space here. And then, yeah, that's what you can see.
So
that door is closed.
she'll glide up towards the ceiling
Mm-hmm.
and just have a quick peek through that open doorway that you pointed out to the right,
Mm-hmm.
just to see what's in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So she gets in here, and even before she gets kind of here, oh god, that's not good. Familiar and unpleasant smell, the smell of rotting meat. Peering inside, there's just lots of bones and just a really foul smell. There's kind of the remains of carcasses and a lot of kind of you'd term them kind of meat hooks up on the ceiling. There's a few smashed boxes and crates with perhaps food, perhaps something originally salted meats inside, but it's clearly all spoiled and rotten and bad. But meat definitely in here, and the smell of bad meat is quite pronounced.
Just keep going down the room. Towards the door, but perceiving a way down, having a good look around, make sure there's nothing hidden anywhere.
Sure. Give me a rocket.
Seven.
Could be amazing.
Could be. Plus 86.
Okay. She doesn't see or hear anything. Now, it's still quote-unquote daylight. I mean, you'll recall my description of the erratic sun kind of dancing across the sky here. So there is enough quote-unquote daylight coming in through that door. There aren't any windows in here that you can see. She gets to here, and there are two doorways opposite each other that you can see there.
As a quick peek in both of those.
Okay, sure. Oops. In each... Oops. I'll get you in here first. This one here... a few bags of blackened rice, and you can see the sacks of grains kind of scattered and ground underfoot. And across the way... again, a rotten kind of smell from in this one, bags and crates and boxes. Perhaps produce, maybe. The remains of ancient-looking onions, perhaps, or the remains of onions hundreds of years old. I don't know if anything would remain, but yeah, foodstuffs, rotting, corroded, bad.
All right, ignoring that. Goes to the door. Is the door shut?
As described, yes.
She listens at the door.
Sure thing. Doesn't hear anything.
Judging by the door, is it, how would it be? Is it got a handle? Is it difficult to open? What should she estimate, or?
Don't know. It's got a handle on it. Yep. Old.
So,
I mean, all this stuff is old and corroded, of course.
So she will very quietly as she can depress the handle.
Okay.
Assuming it's a push handle, is it, or?
Yeah, you push it down. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, hang on. Just a sec. Yep, she pushes it down. Kind of creak. Yeah, it does. Not dramatic, but yeah, it's relatively loud. There's a creak and a groan as you move old, protesting, grimy, filthy metal down. Yep.
So she'll hold it there for a minute and just listen. If she doesn't hear anything, she'll open it a crack, but very slowly.
Okay.
If it makes a noise, really slowly.
Okay. It does make a noise. Now you're doing it slowly, but it creaks and groans like crazy.
So obviously, when it starts to make that noise, she'll stop it,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll just wait and see if she hears anything.
Okay. Doesn't hear anything.
Can she see through the gap?
She can see a little through the gap. Yep. She sees another door in front of her and a stone wall, some maybe 15, 20 foot across from her, directly across from her.
All right. Well, she'll open the door enough so she can go through it.
Okay, it does creak and groan.
Yeah.
Not full, but yeah, it definitely makes a noise. And she's doing as quietly as she can, but it makes a noise, definitely.
Okay. Well, she won't go through. She's just waiting to hear if there's any movement. The door opposite, she can see, presumably.
Yeah, I see. Just a second. Okay. How long does she wait for, by the way?
Well, she just gives about 20 seconds to see if she can hear anything.
Okay. No, it doesn't hear.
And what can she see through the gap?
She can see the following. Is this door going to behave nicely? Oh, I always get nervous switching these over. Let me just lock that in place. Looks like, hang on a sec. Looks like my map has not done what it should have done. Just a second. That's really annoying. Okay, sorry, Graham. You make a map, you think it's fine, and then you leave it, and of course, it ain't fine. Just give me a second, please. Take a little bit of building the map. Sorry, Graham, when for some reason part of my map has disintegrated, so... Here we go. All right. Rough enough. Okay. this is what she sees. And apologies for the disruption. She sees into this room here. Again, there is meant to be a wall there, and you can't see what's beyond that because of the black, so just assume that there is a wall right there. This is what she sees. Crowded room. Contains 3 enormous wood-fired stoves and cupboards. Crystal and ceramic dishes lie smashed on the floor. There's lots of cupboards littered around, and you can look inside some. There appear to be bronze pots and pans, some kitchen utensils, and there's a large door in front of you. So there's a stove, 3 large stoves here, and chimneys going up. There's crockery and stuff smashed on the ground, and then there's at the back there's cupboards and there's benches and there's other stuff. And there is, of course, a wall here. Is it going to? No, it's not going to do that. Never mind. Delete. What do you do? Hello, Graham.
Sorry, just thinking. Listen at the door.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
$47
Mm-hmm.
plus 86.
Okay.
I hear water.
You do, which you probably shouldn't. Give me another roll, please.
How high is the ceiling, by the way? 85.
Okay, let's see. And what's your perception?
86.
Plus 86. Okay. How high's the ceiling? Be about 15 foot.
Oh, quite tall. Okay. So there's a bit of patch of ceiling above the door then.
Yes, there is. So she's listening at the door. She doesn't hear anything. How long does she wait, please?
I think she's just going to listen above the door.
Okay.
But there's nothing till, still nothing, no noises or anything.
How long does she wait?
About 30 seconds.
Okay. She is above the door, and just at the very last second, she doesn't know how she didn't hear them. But there is the sounds of quiet footsteps, very quiet footsteps, and critically, just as the door opens, light coming in.
Okay. Well, she's above the door, obviously.
She is.
And she'll silently start to prepare.
Okay, cool.
And
cool.
Stay right up against the ceiling.
Okay. 1 second, please. I need to do something else. Back in a second. Just going to see if I can amend that map a little bit. Okay. This is going to take a moment or so, Graham. It shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Okay. Great. Right. map is slightly better than what it was. Oh, that's better. No idea why that all moved. Okay, 1 second, please call up. Okay. Strange. Right. Cool. 2 people into the room. One has a lantern, and I'll show you in just a sec, so we're aware that you can't see anything just yet. I don't have the figure with the lantern quite to hand, but that's okay. Okay, so Neathanol is... I'll just put a Neathanol figure. Ok. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Zzz. And zzz. Now, about that. Okay. Perfect. So, camera coming back on screen now. 2 figures have walked in. The first looks like this. The second looks like this. This one here is this woman is the one carrying a lantern.
Okay. They
walk cautiously into the room, and they don't say anything. You're quite impressed with how they enter, and they fan out, quietly and silently looking around. What does she do? She is up here.
Yes. What would it entail for me to fly in through the door?
I would ask for a stressful situation. However, the door is quite wide, and it's definitely both doors are open. I would say an all or nothing. Easy maneuver. It's not hard.
Okay. So when she would obviously time it so when they were looking, making sure they wouldn't look behind them. She would fly in through the gap.
Okay, great. So
on the other. All right.
Yep. So they come in. I first want to just do a quick perception roll. Okay, so they lift the lantern up and peer around. This one lifts the lantern up and peers around. This figure here does end up looking in Neathanol's direction for a bit. He almost does a bit of a double take and then shakes his head, and they begin to cautiously move in this direction towards this door.
Okay, she might just wait. If they look like they're going to go through the door, she might just wait. And once they've gone through the door, she'll fly through the gap.
Okay. We are, of course. Yep. Sure. Okay. Yep. Yes, they do. They do walk through the doorway.
Okay. She'll go through the gap.
Okay. And actually, I shouldn't have allowed acrobatics before because I have restricted flying before. It's a bit of a blunder on my part. People should really train in flying. I have asked for agility rolls based on flying. If she was jumping or tumbling through the air unrelated to flying, she definitely would use agility. Would use acrobatics. This is an agility check, and it should have been an agility check on the first door. It's always been an agility check on flying. I've always been a bit too lenient on you guys with flying.
I thought we'd already
No,
discussed.
no, definitely agility. Definitely agility. 100%.
Because the description does actually say
Yep.
control movement in the air.
Yep. Unaided by flying, so it's not in relation to flying. Done definitely 100%. We'd had this discussion definitely before, and I've definitely been way too easy on you guys for flying. It should be quite hard. It's a very unnatural thing for you to do. It should be a skill that you need to train in. Definitely agility, 100% agility. If she was tumbling through the air, definitely she would use acrobatics. She is using magic to fly. It's a different skill. It's a different situation. Give me a roll, please.
Well, does it make any difference how I attack it? Attempt it?
I mean, you could land and walk through if you wish.
No. I mean, in terms of the care I take and that sort of thing.
Nope. It's just a straight agility check. You want to fly through. It's an easy maneuver.
All right. 18 plus 35.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, she's nearly all the way through. Just give me one more roll, please. Does she catch a leg on the door? Does she bump something? Whatever.
Oh, she'll take her time. 81.
Cool, she's fine. She's through. Okay, give me a second. Realizing we're leaving our companions out of the game. Okay. So she gets through here. And she is faced with what would she see? What would she see? Yeah, should see this. Why is that double doors there? There you go. That's weird. Very weird. Okay. So she flies through. I am really mindful, Graham, that we're kind of leaving other people out. She comes through the door and she looks down here and she glancing down this way.
Sorry, I can't see anything.
Oh, you can't either. Sorry. Glancing down here, she can see a lot more daylight. So it appears as though what she can make out here, this seems to go into some kind of courtyard. And there's definitely stronger light in there. In other words, there doesn't appear through that gap there doesn't appear to be any roof she can make out. Everything here has a roof, but right directly through here, there is no roof. And then she's faced with a wall either side. So she's come through that doorway, glancing behind her. The two people concerned are walking cautiously down to the opened door at the end.
Right. We should have a quick glance into that room. She move towards the courtyard, have a quick glance into the room on the right as she goes.
Okay. Could you give me a perception roll, please?
34 plus 86.
Cool. Certainly. All right. Okay. Yeah. Again, there's a moderate amount of kind of ambient daylight is probably a good description. This is what she sees as she moves towards the courtyard. Glancing down, she sees a very large room with lots of knocked over benches. The actual description is as follows. Wooden tables lie overturned along with their benches in, she might even say it's a feast hall. Dozens of pronounce that? Pertua. How do you say pertua? I can't even pronounce it. Plates, silver plates, basically, and eating utensils are scattered on the floor, while others rest on upright tables. On a high table, which is here, it's not actually depicted. It's on the ground, but it's not. I haven't added it in. She can see some plates, and down the very far end, however, she also sees that down here, down here, is it going to show me? There's another archway leading through, so there's another archway down here, but critically down here, she sees some figures, another couple of figures.
All right, she's going to fly in towards the courtyard.
Okay. Cool. She heads in here, and down here, yeah, so there's a large, there is several entrances into the courtyard, and then I just want to check my map. As I say, it looks like it's done something a bit funky. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Yeah, okay, cool. And then that. All right, good. Okay. And then that. So she's come in through here. Oops. Everything is rotting and whoa. Everything is rotting and mouldering and foul and hideous. Probably was quite beautiful once, like white stone. You'll see here as I switch on the camera, there's quite a lot of plant life that has encroached on the building. So she's come in through here. This is the door that she just came through to what she's assuming kitchen, place with the stoves, etc. Turns a corner here. There is the entrance into the courtyards here, and then she can just make out. And this has a roof. This doesn't. So the courtyard doesn't have a roof. This does have a roof, and there's an archway down here.
Right, she's going to she's going to estimate the distance to that archway that she's glanced at, but then she's going to fly through carefully out into the courtyard.
Okay.
But at just right at the top of the gap.
Yeah, cool. So she comes in and she is into daylight. So the strange sun above her is doing very odd things. In terms of the so this airy plaza is paved with a mosaic. Thousands, and I mean thousands, of gems beneath your feet sparkle and glitter. The patterns depict strange animals, battles, and some kind of royal court in places. But as you can see, it's kind of mouldering and rotting and just foul with filth and grime and lots of weeds. You can see. So this originally would have been one complete massive mosaic. It's huge, absolutely huge. But it's just absolutely grimy, and there are weeds coming up through the gaps. Here, right in front of you, there is a large, very large black obelisk, and you can just make out from this angle there's got cracks and bits and pieces in it, and through here you can make out a fountain. Here.
Did I see the fountain when I looked in the front?
Did you?
I don't know. That is the front. I'm now facing the front, right? I can't remember what I saw. Anyway, no, I wouldn't have done, would I? I don't know. I couldn't see past the two people guarding, right?
You could see inside. Yep.
Okay, so she's going to. She doesn't want to run out of flight, so she's going to. How long has she got left?
How long could she fly for?
11 minutes.
Oh God. Shit, Graham. I didn't realize it was that short. She would be getting close. Should have maybe say 2 or 3. Sorry.
She'll fly out.
Okay.
She'll fly out and over.
Okay. So.
And she'll look down the end as she goes, but yeah.
Yep. So, as she gets up, all she can see is this courtyard, and she flies back to her companions. I can now hang on. I can now show you the structure. So this will give you a better understanding of the building. So, your estimation, Neathanel, was she came in the back. There's that dome that I described, and there's the courtyard that she's in. The stairs going up are here, right? So your companions are roughly there.
And the ladder, was that going up the circular bit?
It was going up. Oops, excuse me. It was going up at the very, very back, and it was coming up about here.
Sorry, can you wiggle a bit more?
Oh, sorry. You may not be able to see it. Maybe off my map a little bit. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So just directly up here. I might have gone off camera. Did I go off camera? Hang on. Let me see what you can see. You can't quite see it. So if you follow the just the way the screen's set up, you're just out of shot. I can see it on mine. You can't see it on where you're looking. But if you can see the mouse wiggling there, it's directly up from where the mouse is wiggling. Up there.
Oh, okay, right.
Yep.
Right. Oh, so, and I thought that went up to the 1 floor above or 2. I can't remember.
She flies back in enough time to rejoin her friends.
Yeah, sorry, one more question as I fly up.
Mm-hmm.
As I get some altitude on the gap, where the river kind of, there was another gap, wasn't there? When you follow the river down the wall there, there's a gap on the left. I just wanted to get a sense whether that gap was in the same area that the party are in, or whether it was through the cave that Tarquin had a peek in.
Yeah, give me a perception. Yeah, it does. It's also misty and hard to see. Give me a perception roll and see if you spot it.
76 plus 86.
Cool. Yeah, look, you're lucky. The mist parts enough, and you can make out the gap that you saw is here, where the cursor is. There appears to be another wall that goes around the edge. So the river or the disgusting water goes down here, and then seems to flow under a wall there, you think. And then the gap that you saw is down here. The party, and you're just about to rejoin them.
Yep.
Party is here.
By the wall, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And with that, could you go and get the party and rejoin them, please?
So you hear a voice in the dark, in the mist, and it's Niathra whispering to you.
Oh, hang on, have we lost Keros?
She had to go. She was flaking. She was very, very, very tired. Yeah.
Okay. Go for it, Graham.
Right. So I'm not really sure if I've accomplished much, but she'll quickly describe. While she's describing, she's going to peek round the corner and just keep an arm down the side of the building and just make sure there's nobody coming their way. But and the front, she'll whisper that she flew down the side. She should have flown in over the top, actually, but she went to the back door. There is indeed a hole in the back door, which she flew through that. There are some demonic children out the back, which she ignored, doing their thing, looking at one of those objects on the ground again. Couldn't see what it was, but a bit, seemed a little bit like the skull thing we found outside. Anyway, they were just looking at each other, the children. She didn't go near them. She flew in through the doorway, and she went up through some horrible storerooms and stuff. Then she came to a door which she had to open. It creaked, but she opened it anyway. She flew into some sort of kitchen. There was another door in front. She was listening at the door, and then I luckily thought, I know, I'll float above the door. And just she did that, the door opened. So it's just... And two nasty-looking people came in, one of whom actually looked a lot like our friend, who carrying a lantern, and someone who looked quite mean indeed with a large sword, came in with a hood, black hood. And they walked under me and then walked through the door, so I just flew in through the gap behind them. That led into a sort of little narrow sort of corridor going left and right with two entranceways leading out into some broken up kind of load of crockery, like a dining area or something. It was quite really long. At the end of that long dining area, which would have been nearly to the end of the building. I mean, no, right, not quite to the end of the building, but probably... Anyway, at the end of that room, it was quite long. There were two more baddies, so that's four. And then she sort of went past that, and then she went... Then there's actually an open courtyard in the middle with all this tile work and a big kind of statue of something, and a fountain. And she just flew. She was running low on flies. She just flew out from there. Probably should have gone in from there, but I didn't think that would be open. Anyway, chances are then there's six there, at least. Now, the other two at the end of the dining room were kind of... Chris, I'm right in thinking they were either side of a door. Was that correct?
Yes. Yep. Or doorway.
Did they?
Not
look like
doorway. Too hard to
see. They
see.
look like they were kind of guarding it. Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, that potentially that might be, if our friends got it right, that would logically be the bedrooms or something that she was talking about. The fact they were standing outside it suggests that maybe some of them, I don't know, they were either side of the doorway. Potentially more inside there too, maybe. And then you've got presumably the two on the exit, which I was running short, so I came back out. So you're potentially talking about at least six, if not more. The complex is large, but if you make any noise, it can be heard right across. I mean, I opened a door, and obviously that attracted some people's attention from somewhere, just from opening a door. So any noise we make is going to bring people. So I know that I can estimate that there are at least six, probably at more in the bedroom. They might be the injured people, of course, or they might just be people having a rest. So we'd be looking at a pretty full-on battle. The river, obviously, they can't. You have to get over the river. I did notice past the river. There is another opening in the wall as you fly past the building on your right. Further up across the river, there is another opening in the wall. As I was flying back over, I could see that there was, where we're standing now, if you followed the wall down, there's another wall that you need to get over to reach the gap, if you sort of mean. So we could go around to the back of the building if we did a portal in the back of the area I think that we're in, maybe. But on the other hand, I'm not sure getting in the back it helps us really, because essentially we're going to make some noise and then they're all going to come running. So I'm not sure.
Guy with pointy hair with
Sorry?
wizard written on it. Did you see the guy with pointy hair with wizard written on it?
I don't think so. I only saw two of them closely. One of them looked much like our friend, and the other one, I say, was someone with a bloody big sword and a hood, who looked quite mean. So yeah, one for next time probably. One to talk about, but I guess I could sketch maybe what I saw, just to give you an idea. But essentially, if we're going to do it, I think we're probably a surprise on the gate, nobble those two, and then we're in for a battle. That would be my estimation.
Yep.
Obviously, if we're in a constrained area, there's not too. Doesn't seem to. We think there's two ways in: the back door and the front door. It's a bit of a hassle to get round to the back door, and then they've got to cross the river themselves. Presumably, I don't know what's on the other side. So it probably means that, were we to fight them on the steps or something, you would have a constrained breadth to tackle them with. If that, it'd be unlikely they'll get round the back of us, unless they flew over the top of the courtyard or something. So that's that really.
But I think the biggest risk is this magic man or woman, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. And you can bet that Torvash Kanali and Arena Tonto will have some tricks up their sleeves.
But for sure, it'll be a hard battle, and we think there's 10 of them.
Yeah, not requesting that, just thinking that we should assume that.
It seems like too good an opportunity to let go.
Yeah.
But
one to think about.
Yeah. I wonder if we should just call it there, because I'm pretty tired too, actually.
That
seems like a good place.
Yep, that is it. Done. 2025. Locked, loaded, sealed, and delivered. That's it, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Your GM is going to recharge and got more deviousness.
Well, in that case, let's get going.
Rolling credits.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh.
Thanks for playing that out.
Yeah, I'm sorry it took so long.
No.
I wonder, how do you feel about those, Chris? These kind of, I know you want to keep things, but obviously, we're in a situation where conceivably the player could read it back anyway. I just wonder, do you mean? I mean,
I do. No. We definitely do it because there is, who knows what's going to happen with the characters by themselves. So we definitely do it by themselves. I guess my comments before was just mindful of, always try to keep as many people involved and having fun in the game as possible. But no, it has to. For a long session, it has to be by yourself, because for a whole variety of reasons, no, it remains solo character, I'm afraid. Because you're taking the risk, right? You're taking the risk of going by yourself. No,
I don't mean for intervention's sake. I mean just for people not getting bored in a room by themselves. I just mean, that they can listen, but they know they can't do anything.
Sure, but no. Because you then need to do as you've done, which is describe what you've seen. Because what you've seen, you might have forgotten something, or you might have misconstrued it, or you might have got it bang on, or whatever. But that's part of the game, for someone to describe what they've seen. So no. For such recon, it does need to be done.
It's nice to be yarn to feet and others.
Yeah, we weren't bored.
No, you got a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Very good. Hope you enjoy, folks. I'm weary. It's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Graham.